Time is a pretty big deal in our house. My son is a competitive swimmer, so we are constantly focused on his times, his best times, his state cuts, whether or not he took time off of a particular event. Luke, age 14, is a part of the world of swimming, where 1/100th of a second can mean the difference between achieving an opportunity to swim at the state level or having your swim season come to an abrupt ending. Time is a pretty big deal to all of us. It's one of those things that we run out of, we take for granted until it's too late, we lose track of it, we obsess over it, we arrive way too early, we arrive way too late. Often we push the envelope on time. We procrastinate until we are running up too close to the deadline. We feel crunch times, we know vacation times, and we all know we should plan our time better. To realize the value of 1 year, ask a student who failed a grade in school. To realize the value of 1 month, ask a mother who gave birth to a premature infant. To realize the value of 1 week, ask the editor of a weekly newspaper. To realize the value of 1 hour, ask the lovers who are waiting to meet. To realize the value of 1 minute, ask the person who missed the bus or the train. To realize the value of 1 second, ask a person who just avoided an accident. To realize the value of 1 millisecond, ask the person who won a silver medal in the Olympics. Time is one of those free gifts that we have that we can choose to spend any way we wish. There are hundreds of charts and diagrams and ways to organize and reflect how we spend our time. My personal favorite is the pie chart that shows how much time we spend sleeping versus how much time online versus how much time at work or at school versus meal times versus times with our family. Now, recently, I was in Phoenix at the home of my former father-in-law. His health is declining sharply, and we have reached that point where any visit could be the last. I spent 3 very hot days inside his house with him. And when I say with him, I mean with him. If he sat at the kitchen table, I sat with him. If he was able to make it into the living room to watch his westerns, I was right beside him. I ate every meal with him. I spent every waking moment beside him. I helped him to talk, to reminisce, to laugh, and to find peace. We talked about everything from his television shows, to the time that he was a young man in the Army, to his life at Ford Motor Company as a machinist. It was a magical time for me in many ways. That weekend in Phoenix lingered in my mind for many, many days after I returned. As I cut the grass, I thought about it. As I weeded the flower beds or performed various housekeeping tasks, it wouldn't leave my mind. The scene danced in my thoughts as I tried to drift off to sleep. What was so significant about that weekend? Well, I concluded that it was that I had given the only gifts that I could to him: my presence, my love, and my time. My mom was right. The best things in life are free. I just have to be willing to give them away. I have to be willing to spend them wisely. Now, in retrospect, I suddenly understood the little drummer boy standing at the manger in that popular Christmas carol. I had no gift to bring, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. I played my best for him, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. I finally understood that while my father-in-law is running out of time, I gave him the best that I could, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. And as a result, we could hold that moment in our hands carefully, preciously. Just a moment of rifleman, some minutes of gun smoke, a couple of episodes of High Chaparral. It didn't matter what we were watching. It didn't matter that his son and I had divorced in 1991. It didn't matter that he was going to nod off right before Miss Kitty was going to tell off a drunk. It just mattered that we were there together. In that moment, time stood still, and it was holy. In the simplest form, it's about generosity. It's about giving to others. The Bible passage that I selected for today is very short, very direct, very simple. It comes from the 6th chapter of Luke. Be easy on people, and you'll find life a lot easier. Give away your life. You'll find life given back, but not merely given back with bonus and blessing. Giving, not getting, is the way. Generosity begets generosity. I once heard a very wise pastor say that God gives each one of us just a handful of people in our lives that we are truly responsible for. Some of them are family members, children, parents. Others are close friends or lifelong neighbors, or others are people that we meet and adopt and choose and select along the way. We are to take care of them. We are to allow them to take care of us. We are to spend time with them, nurture them, care for them. How are you doing with your people? How am I doing with mine? Am I giving them enough patience, understanding, forgiveness, love? Am I giving them enough attention? Am I giving them enough of my time? Now, I know that I need to retrain some of my thoughts about how I spend my time in relation to other people. My mom taught me when company's coming, you clean up the house. Well, I've always kind of regretted not enjoying that task. I kind of grumble about it and dread it, and I'm going to try to choose to look on that task as giving time because the visitors matter. When I have to wait on somebody to get ready, I'm going to try to view that as a gift of my time, a gift of love, because the person matters. When I'm stuck in traffic, I'm going to try to spend that time praying for my handful of people. And when I have downtime, I'm going to try to relish that more as a gift, and I'm going to try to think of ways to spend that on other people, not just something to pass or to waste. So let's go ahead and let's make time for that meal with that friend. Let's travel to that short visit. Let's go to the hospital to lend support because this might be the last time to see her. Let's make those phone calls more often. Let's really look at our children when they're talking. Let's run outside and catch fireflies with them. Let's run outside and catch the sunset. Time with our children is a funny thing. In the midst of the everyday monotony, the messes, the tantrums, the arguments, the stress of juggling responsibilities and duties and all of the time demands, we often forget that our children won't be with us forever. In fact, it won't stay like this for very long. Every now and then, we get holy glimpses and moments of awareness that God lends us our children, but for a season. Lends us those kids. Those moments of clarity remind us to pay really careful attention to them while we have them with us. One of my friends named Marikas wrote the following words on her daughter's 5th birthday. Today, she turns 5. How did these moments fall away so quickly when I wasn't paying attention? How did they burn like a candle so slowly that I didn't notice, so fast that I was afraid a light might go out before I was ready to close my eyes? I wish I could capture every moment, every face, because I never want to forget this one. This one here where stray curls frame your cherubic face, where you don't know what horrors the world holds yet. The way a mother shields her child's eyes from some horrific scene, you shield my eyes from the world I've known. And you show me there is still so much good here. Here where you only know what is beautiful. And teach me to keep my eyes on those things. Here where you teach me to take it all in and to claim the moments that are ours and then to let go of the rest. So on this day, when you turn 5, these are the things I want you to remember. Time will pass you like a bird in the night, and you'll wake up one day to find only feathers in the nest. So blow bubbles. Read the same books over and over again until you have memorized every word. Write poetry, even if it looks like scribble. Never stop belly laughing. It's the only ab workout you'll ever need. Time with our parents is also a funny thing. The older we grow, the more we know all too well that we won't have them forever. We struggle with their declining bodies and challenges. We suffer our own feelings of loss. It's complicated. But we have that gift of time to give. Pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. You and I, and our handful of people, and every person we meet, is that little 5-year-old girl with a cherubic face and an innocent spirit. Time will pass each one of us like a bird in the night. You and I, and our handful of people, and every person we meet, is an aging parent running out of time. All we have are moments. Moments to capture, moments to give to others. Moments to be. Don't waste your moments. Don't waste your moments. Don't miss the special times.